Indifference is the secret weapon of attraction, right? So how could this possibly be? What could this possibly mean? How can indifference, that is a lack of interest, be the thing that is the engine of desire, which surely is all about interest? It's surely, if we define desire as anything, surely it is the commingling, the coming together of two people who are interested in each other in a visceral, raw, animal way. Well, that may be all very well, and it's also true, but the point of fact is that we live in a dating economy where people, and when I say people, I mean, I'm talking about women here because this is largely aimed at men, and this is largely about female to male attraction, okay? Women are deluged daily with opportunities, okay? With opportunities for intimacy, with opportunities for cool trips to go on, with guys who are courting them, you know, seeking their attention, all right? And that's great. That's great for them. That's fine. I don't make any comment on that. But what it means is that if you are somebody who is chasing, let's say, can we use that word? If you are somebody who is pursuing, okay, you are put in the same category as all the other guys in her DMs or in her inbox or whatever, who are also chasing or also pursuing her, okay? Which is not a bad place to be, necessarily. It's just a rather overcrowded place. Because if there's a lot of these guys, and if she's on the dating apps and she's on social media and she's whatever, you know, meeting people in her personal life and everything else, you're not going to be the only one, all right? You're not going to be the only guy who's interested, who is trying to get closer to her, let's put it like that. All right, you're not going to be the only one. That's the reality of the situation. And so when you are too eager and when you lean into that eagerness, is that going to make you seem more of a scarce, covetable asset or not? Well, very obviously, it's not going to make you seem like a more scarce or rare or covetable asset. It's going to make you seem like a less rare and covetable asset. It's going to make you seem like all the other assets that are already sitting there in the DMs, in the inbox, that she hasn't yet replied to. Okay, like I say, it's not a terrible place to be. It's not that people don't meet like that, because obviously, you know, she wants to meet people too. She wants to be intimate. She wants to have fun. So she's going to choose somebody, or she's going to choose maybe more than somebody, you know, a few of those people, right? But is it going to be you? Okay, and the best, and I can say this after at least 2 decades of really being at the coalface of this stuff, I suppose you could put it like that. Indifference is a really, really powerful place to be mentally when you are working in the dating field. Okay, and participating in the dating field is a better way of putting it. Indifference is a really powerful place to be for a number of reasons. Firstly, because what will often happen is that guys will put too much onus on and give too much attention to interactions with individual women who are probably very charming in their own right, probably wonderful people, but who in the bigger scheme of things, and in the guy in this example, in his life, are ultimately unimportant, okay? Because these people, yes, she might be very charming, she might be very beautiful, she might be very brilliant, she might have a lot of cool things going for her, but she's not in your story, okay? Until she willingly enters and you guys go out and things happen and you start to form a relationship. Until and unless that happens, she is not in your story. She is a sort of supporting cast member, okay? And she's not even really that. She's not actually connected with you at all, except in your imagination and except in your emotions. And the problem with a lot of guys who are less practiced, less rehearsed, let's say, in the arts of social skills and dating and intergender dynamics and all that stuff, and less unless she's actually entered into your orbit, unless she's actually entered into your story willingly, then she isn't part of your story, okay? And so, in reality, she's irrelevant in the best possible way. In the best possible way. That's not to be detrimental, but it's just that she's not relevant to you because she's not part of your life. Now, you've probably built it up, and a lot of guys do this. You've probably built it up in your head to be this great thing. Oh my God, you know, I'll just try this line, or I'll just do this thing, and then maybe she'll like me, and maybe it'll work out, and maybe we'll end up on a beach together in Mauritius, and it'll be fantastic, and all of this. You know, you've started to romanticize it in the same way that a woman will romanticize. You know, oh, maybe we'll get married, maybe this will happen, maybe that'll happen. And it's all a projection. It's all a creation of your mind. And the problem is that when this happens, not only are you setting yourself up for disappointment, but also you are making yourself less attractive into the bargain, because it's going to come through in micro ways, in the way that you interact with her, in the way that you talk to her, in the way that you, if you're writing messages, in the way those messages are couched, and the words that you use, and the frequency with which you message, and how much you message, and all that need for her, okay, is going to seep through. And again, when there's excess demands and limited supply, okay, it all comes back to economics, guys. It really does. When there's excess demand and limited supply, guess what? The price goes up. And in the end, the good or service, you know, goods and services, in this instance, in this example, her intimacy, her time, her attention, her attraction to you is limited, and in the end you get priced out of the market, okay? So you have to, for your own sanity and for your own benefit, you have to become a much more disinterested investor in the marketplace, if I can extend the metaphor in that way. And what that means is, yeah, for sure, you know, you're in the market, for sure. She's interesting, there's something about her that's piqued your attention, you want to get to know her, all of that stuff, but you're not super bothered about it. You know, you're not super invested in it. You're not staking your life on it, okay? And she can do whatever she wants to do. All right, she can do whatever she wants to do. So maybe you've approached her, maybe you're in the cafe, you approached her, or it was online, or however you guys met. You expressed an interest and you tried to get a conversation going. But from that point, you can't control other people, okay, and nor should you want to. You can't control what her reaction to that is going to be. But after you've made the initial approach, in whatever way you've done it, I would encourage you to actually talk to real human beings in real life, because that's kind of what we were made for, really. But if you must do it online, then do that as well. But once you've made that initial approach, you have to let the outcome go. All right? You have to let the outcome go, because the outcome is going to be what the outcome is going to be. And you have to mentally disconnect at that point, and don't fantasize about an alternative ending. Don't get in your head about it. Don't reach out to her more. Don't just send one more text because, oh, maybe it'll change things. You know, don't send her multiple, you know, WhatsApp messages or whatever. Detach. Let it go. Okay? And really let it go as well. And this goes for all phases. I'm talking here about the initial phase when you're trying to get someone to come on a date with you, but it could be when you guys have been casually dating. It could even be when you guys are in some kind of relationship, or some kind of like casual growing relationship. There's also got to be a part of you. There's got to be a part of you that remains indifferent, okay? And not in a nasty, horrible way. It's just you've got to turn the volume down on your desire, as much for you as for her, all right? As much for you as for her. Because it's not going to do you any favors. It's not going to do you any favors mentally or spiritually, and it's also not going to do you any favors in terms of strategy or game, if you will, because all it's going to do is make you look just like another thirsty guy, okay? And it's not a great look, okay? It's not a great look. So with that in mind, hope you got something from this. Do like the episode. Do share with a friend. Do subscribe to the channels if you haven't already. And please, if you're interested in coaching, do drop me an email, troy@realtroyfrancis.com, and I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye-bye.